English Teacher, Part 52. Instruction. Instruction based on students' needs and interest can motivate them to focus on their work, greatly reducing the incidence of problem behavior. This approach requires a positive climate that promotes planning for student success, selection of relevant content, competent use of appropriate teaching and learning strategies and skills, and use of reasonable routines and procedures. Cookbook management. While cookbook classroom management in an eclectic approach that may consist of applying a prescription of do's and don'ts without any obviously consistent rationale. Alternatively, it may consist of adapting a number of the most effective aspects of other approaches to the requirements of unique groups or individuals. Socio-emotional management. The socio-emotional approach to management calls for building healthy interpersonal relationships that support a positive classroom climate. Teachers model and promote empathy, genuineness, acceptance, active listening, and humor while applying logical consequences to students' behavior. Group processes. Well, group processes use the class a social system to support and promote appropriate individual behavior in learning. Effective group action is promoted by the teacher's competent application of with whiteness, a term coined by a educational scholar, to signify a state of constant alertness to all classroom activities. Reasonable expectation, sharing of the leadership and use of the group maintenance activities. Permissiveness. Permissiveness is the extreme opposite of intimidation. The permissive teachers promote maximum students' freedom in order to foster natural development of each individual's full potential. He or she acts as a consultant rather than an authority. Rather than an authority figure, encourages students to take responsibility for their own learning. Selecting a management style. The intimidation cookbook and the permissive approaches to the classroom management are difficult to defend, and few educationists now support pure authoritarianism. It is easier to advocate the other approaches, none of which has so far been proved best. For there is strong empirical experiential evidence that some prove best, but there is strong empirical experiential evidence that some elements, at least of each of them, produce positive results. But since each individual and class group is unique, the most sensible approach to the classroom management is likely to be an elastic one that uses selectively those techniques that best fit to a particular situation. Acquiring basic management skills. Well, you should, as a teacher, make basic management skills illustrated part of your professional repertoire. By learning and practicing these skills identified by Conan and Doyle in 1970, 1975, and 1977, and confirmed by other researchers, Ammer L. in 1989, Weber Roth in 1983, you can greatly reduce the number and severity of any classroom management problems that you may face. We have provided them in a figure under the heading of Basic Classroom Management Skills. Developing readiness. Teachers who have developed seem to have eyes in the back of their heads to spot quickly what students are doing or not doing, and almost uncanny heads to spot quickly what students are doing. And this is an uncanny ability to time intervention so that they can nip problems in the bud. This faculty seems to convince their students that any misbehavior will be noticed promptly, to a healthy conviction that tends to keep them on task. Well, witness also guards teachers from blaming the wrong person for misbehavior or punishing a group for the misbehavior of one or few students. To develop this faculty, stand where you can see all your students when you are present in a lesson. Make frequent eye contact with as many as possible, glancing often on all parts of the room. Use stage turns, face your class as you turn around, so that you can maintain your eye contact with your students as you move towards the whiteboard. Stand at an angle to write on the whiteboard so that you can see many students as possible. Circulate to various parts of the room when opportunity offers you, and as you stop to help one student, stand where you can see as many others as possible. Well, I can share with you